This is the fifth week beginning Sunday, 2023, 29th day and of January. Citizens, you can begin to be, thank you very much, and ready to sue for 100 million if accuser Regina Roberts repeats claim. But still, let me then fetch for $100 million from few countries within Rwanda. Cities like Kigali province, Kigali itself, Kikukuru, Rutongo, Kayoru, South province, Nyaza, Wagaga, Kamoji, Ruhango, Gisagari, Nagarugu, and the last one there, Nai Magbabe. A 100 million pound each make you kings in this area. But on the day, let me take you through what the will of God has got for us. But these are written that ye might believe that Jesus is Christ, the Son of God, and believe ye might have life through his name. Yet if that name brings you life, then what is this 1 minute? Romans 6:22. But not that ye have been set free from sin and have become slave of God. What life are we then talking about on the other side? That benefits you, reap, leads to holiness, and results in eternal life. Slavery then pays off. But hear this one. The beatitude of a sign of contradictions to the words way of happiness. The beatitude which Jesus offered us has a sign of contradictions to the words understanding of happiness and joy. Holy miracle, peace, knowledge. What can one possibly find happiness? Where? In poverty, hunger, slavery, free as sons, money, and persecution? What of spirit find ample rooms and joy in possessing God as the greatest treasures possible. Hunger of spirit. Seek nourishment and strength in God's words and spirits. Sorrow and mourning over wasteful life and sins and leads to joyful and freedom flowing from the bondage of youth and spiritual oppression. Jeremiah 5 verses 1 talks about even in Jerusalem there is nothing for good, but only if it keeps to the words of God. And that's why we say, better still, let God win.
Over time, we saw a reduction in the revenue coming from analog stamp duty, the paper stamp duty coming into government. So NIPOST in 2012 engaged some consultants. In 2012, I wasn't the governor, it was Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. They came to the CBN and told them that they had a mandate to do electronic collection of stamp duties. At that time, there was no law backing it. So CBN said there was no law. For that reason, they would not force the banks. In 2014, towards the end of 2014, when I became governor, they came back and we also gave them the same explanation that we couldn't collect stamp duties because there was no law to back the collection. In 2015, they went to court. Around end of 2015, they got a court judgment. In spite of the fact that there was no law backing it, they got a court judgment forcing Central Bank to force the banks to begin to collect stamp duty. Afraid that I could be accused of contempt, we took the risk as CBN to write to the banks a circular saying, start collecting stamp duty. Some customers, some large customers who are into FMCG products protested and went to court.
Now, this is it. There is stamp duty and charges of about $20 to $70 on each 1,000 naira in envelope and union between your Zenith and my guarantee trust only. In this union banking that we are doing is of the global green heart to again bring naira to its standards. When you give 1,000 in an envelope, your stamp duty is $20 to $70 versus a naira. And then the money will go through Genesis Mining directly. Then the increase will be, it is inputted. You're collecting the money back to the bank, only to bank, in loot only. Then your money will be doubled by entering it. What figure or number do you expect that it should be? You as a governor of the Central Bank of Africa, including ongoing that of Nigeria, fading away to mainland, how much do you think? I suggest just 1,000, then the input, 2 to 5,000. Definitely we are cutting down the high skyrocketing rates of currency in the markets. This is a body of the Global Green Act here in Europe, Federation. Second day in office. Definitely, what are your intake?
As I speak, some of those cases are still in court today. But in spite of that, we have continued to force and compel the banks that they must collect this stamp duty or electronic money transfer fees. So it is therefore very, it is I don't understand how the central bank that started forcing the banks in 2016 to collect stamp duty because we feel that it is a source of revenue generation for the country, how that same central bank can begin to withhold 89 trillion. This. That stamp duty collected to date is 378 billion 686 million 315,505 naira 28 kobo. I'm reading it into the last kobo.
Now, let's put that to rest. We have done agreed and we know exactly where we are going. What my folks want to hear today is that the election had kicked off. As we see APC, we see AAC, we see the Joe Administration for Africa. These are the three parties that were registered. And then we have to flag it right away. But yet, in this beautiful Sunday, find the Bible-based institutions. We command every local government around the world and that they should apply the Bible to establish any religion. It's going to work. It's going to work right well. And as we flag off the APC,
thank you. Thank you. On the shout and below.
let's find out again. Baba with nowhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. On the shout and below.
All right. Thank you very much. Find a Bible-based institution and give God the first place.